Hello everybody and welcome to this new tutorial. Today we're gonna try to learn how to create a simple line using math and one material. Don't be scared, honestly, it's not gonna be like super complex. You might gonna need some basic math like vector, uh, dots, products and vector multiplication, subtraction, etc. But honestly it's not like that complex, so no worries for that. The use case for example in that one is gonna be like generating partially like one line that's gonna aim from one of the extremity, gonna aim always this point, so it's gonna be like a projection from 3 to 2D on our screen, and the other point is gonna be like somewhere in our screen. So that one gonna be like from fixed in that point, and the other point gonna like be following the center, right? Cool. So let's create our two folders. One gonna be material, another one, and in the ends, gonna be widgets. So I simply gonna create a material, let's name it mline. I'm gonna put this one in unlit because I don't want to like lose some time into lighting generation shaders. So I'm just gonna skip it. And at the end we're gonna change that one to user interface to make it working for widget only, right? Cool. So let's start with our first node that's gonna be the the texture coordinate, sorry. That one gonna be extreme point because this gonna give us the position of each pixel. So in that case it's gonna be the UV, and then in the other case it's gonna be like the position of each pixel on your screen from 0 to 1. That's gonna be like extreme points, right? So why I'm basing on this, because all my line gonna start from these nodes, from one point into this UV to another one. For example, I want to start to this position, so it's going to be equal to 0 0.1, 0 0.1, right? Top left is going to be 0, 0, bottom right is equal to 1, 1, etc, etc. So so in that case, how I'm going to do is simply, I'm going to offset my entire texture coordinate. So how to do that? I'm just going to subtract to a position. Oh, just because I just do it manually, but if you do like a constant 2, because this one is a vector 2, right? So I'm gonna do a vector 2, but in some point I would like to create a parameters from this one. So if I do right click on it and convert to parameters, I'm gonna have this vector 4, which is gonna be like a vector parameters. So like me, if you're lazy, you can just press and hold V and press left click, like this, okay? And you can name it like, I don't know, pulse A. So that's gonna be like the first position. That's gonna be like one of the extremity. And I'm gonna make a float 2 from that one. So I'm gonna just take like X and Y. This is equal to vector, append vector, right? So that's gonna be in that case the same if I'm doing this or this one, right? So I prefer to use the append vectors. Okay, cool. So if I'm doing this, of course nothing changed because I'm just subtracting by 0. But if I'm doing like 0 0.1, 0 0.1, everything gonna be offset by 0 0.1, so 10% of this UV, right? So now the 0 of my UV gonna be there and not there anymore because this one gonna be -1, -1. Cool. So that's gonna give me the first position of my extremity, and I'm gonna have of course another point which is gonna be like the other extremity. So let's say post B. I don't know, I want to finish that one to like 0.9, 0.9, 0.9, so it's gonna be there. Okay, let's try and see, it should be there. Okay, got it, almost. Perfect. So now I have my 2 points. I would like at least to have my vector. The vector that's gonna look at from here to this point. And to do this, it's really simple. It's like simple math. Is like B minus A. So if B is like the final point and A is like the start points, I'm gonna do this, B minus A. So that one should give me like a value equal to like minus 0.9 minus 0.1, 0.9 minus 0.1 should be equal to 0.8, 0.8, right? If I'm doing this, that should give me like a yellow color. So no worries, that makes sense because yellow in that case is equal to 0.8, 0.8, which is exactly the same color. So you're right. Okay, so now I have like the start point, which is that one, okay? Over there, I have the vector that's gonna go into that direction, okay? And now, what I would like to do is like having kind of like a gradient to know like how far my line gonna go and how big is my the thickness of this point. And honestly, I mean, that's gonna be really easy. I'm gonna show you first the result and then we're gonna like see how to do this. In that case, what I would like to use is, well, I'm not gonna spoil you right now. I just would like to show you just an example. If I'm gonna use the mask components, right, which is gonna be x, that's gonna give me like all the values. So that's gonna just be the gradient from 0 to minus 0.1 to 1, right? If I'm doing with g, so the green value, that's gonna be the same, okay? So at this point, like, we can see that we can have like a gradient, but what we'd like to have is like this gradient from that point to that point. And what I'm gonna use for this is gonna be like, I would like to have like the angle from these vectors with all the other points. And how to get the angle is really simple, it's the dot product. So if I'm doing the dot product, for example, with like, I don't know, 1, right? That's gonna give me all the points on the right gonna be like bigger than this point, gonna be like equal to plus something, and everything that's gonna be on the left gonna be equal to minus something. So that makes some sense because we're just like getting like the angle and the distance from these points, right? So what I would like to have is like from that point to that point, I would like to have the dot product to have this line, but into the good angle right now, okay? So if I'm doing like point A, which is equal to the subtract, this is what I'm gonna have, which is a good start, I think, because here, as you can see, you know where the point is starting, but we don't know like where the point is ending, and I don't know how to create a nice line from this. Because what I'm doing here is like, I'm taking the angle from that point into this direction, which is bad. What I should do is like taking the orthogonal vectors. The orthogonal vector is gonna be like minus 0.8 in z, right? Because this is like one of the orthogonal vector. And this is what I got. And this starts to be really interesting. Because if now I'm doing the absolute value of this, that means that this one is equal to like positive value, this one is negative value, right? And if I'm doing the absolute position, the absolute value, sorry, of this is what I'm gonna have. And now we start to have something interesting. But okay, let's just like replace this brute value, because if I'm doing A or B, of course this orthogonal vector of that vector is not working anymore. So how to generate like one of the orthogonal vector of that one is pretty simple. We're just gonna break this vector, okay, which is like a 2D vector, and we're gonna just make a new one, make float2, and what we're gonna do, which is important, is like how to generate like the orthogonal vector of a 2D vector is the new y is equal to old x and the new x equal to minus 1. So that's gonna give us one of the orthogonal vectors. And if I'm doing this, I get exactly the same, because if you just take a look at this one, it's 0.8, right? So this one gonna be like minus 0.8, and this one gonna be equal to 0.8. So that's working, that's correct. This is one of the orthogonal vector we would like to have, and this is what we actually have, which is perfect. So now that we have this line, I can just like hit apply. You know what? I'm just gonna take a quick look into a material instance, I_line. Okay, got it. Yep, wrong screen. Perfect. So if now I'm moving like this point, you should be able to see it moving, which is great. But I just have an issue where when I'm closer to the 2 points, everything is starting to be black. Why? It's because the dot product of this vector could change depending like the distance of those 2 points. So what I need to do is normalize this vector. This is really important, because if I normalize this vector, that means that the distance is not taking it into the formula anymore. And now, as you can see, it's always gonna be the same. So here, if I'm doing like 0.1, 0.1 again, and 0.9, 0.9, you can see that this is now working. So if I'm doing 0.5 and 1, that means that I'm starting from here, let's say, and finishing there. That's perfect. That looks to be working pretty fine. But it's good, but not good enough. That's the thing. So what I would like to do now is like trying to have like a nice line from this and not having like a weird gradient in that case. So how to do that? What I would like to do is like, for example, saying like everything that's gonna be like over this value gonna be black, let's say, or white, and everything over this value gonna be white. So you have different way to do this. You know that this one gonna be equal to 0. You know this one could be equal to like 0.5, and then you want to like stop it. So what I can do is like pretty simple. I can use like, for example, a sail or floor. The sail or floor are gonna be really useful in that case. Floor gonna be like everything that's gonna be under 1 gonna be equal to 0, and the sail is the opposite. Everything that's gonna be over 0 gonna be equal to 1. Of course, like if it's like 1.1, it's gonna be equal to 2 for the sail, and if it's 1.1 for the floor, it's gonna be equal to 1, right? So it's just gonna be like the closest, well, depending, it's not the closest, but I guess you get the idea. So in that case, I can use, for example, the floor. If I'm doing a floor, the issue is like everything right now gonna be like, because it's like the line is equal to 0, and this is gonna be like going from 0 to 1. So it's not really working. But what I can do is like just doing like a plus, I don't know, not plus 1 of course, but plus I don't know, 0.5, 0.4 or something like that. Oh, did I do a mistake? Plus, yeah, oh, my bad, because 1 is gonna be equal to this. If I'm doing 99, that's gonna give me this value. Why? Is because I need to go close to 0, right? So if I'm putting like 99.9 in that case, that means that because this one should be equal to like almost 0, plus 0.9, sorry, it's gonna be close to 1, or maybe over 1. So that's why everything here is white. And from that point, because this one I guess is under 0.1, so that's why we're gonna have like this value. But the issue is like that one gonna give me like a very, so here you can put just like the thickness at the end, but we still have like a very super sharp like edge here, and that would be cool to have like a control over the smoothness. And I almost say the answer is like, instead of using this, we could simply, for example, using the smooth step. This one is extremely useful because you can say like, that's gonna create a new, let's say, gradient based on the two values. For example, if I'm saying like from 0 to 0.1, that means that I'm gonna create like a gradient from 0 to 0.1. So we're gonna move everything from 0 to 1. Okay. So it's gonna be like, okay, you know what? It's gonna be easier if I'm gonna show you the results, right? So here, if I'm saying like from 0 to 0.1, this is the results. So that's gonna create me like a gradient from 0 to 0.1, right? So instead of going from 0 to 0.1, gonna go from 0 to 1, and then everything over 0.1 gonna be equal to 1. Okay? It's kind of like in that case, it's like multiplying by 10, kind of. And then everything that's gonna be over 1 is gonna be like clumped to 1. But the cool thing here is now I can choose like kind of the thickness and the smooth step. Look at this. So here, oh, this is like S and left click. So it's gonna create me a scalar. So just a constant one. Thickness. Okay. And okay, let's try this. You know what? 2.1, and here you're gonna say like 0.12. 0.1 like this. Okay, that's kind of working, right? If I hit apply and I go from 0 to 1, that's gonna create like a nice gradient from 0 to this point, 2.1. But now, if you do like this one to this one, that's gonna create me like a perfect sharp one, because what you're gonna have this is like from 0 to 0.1 is equal to 0, right? And everything that's gonna be over 0.1 gonna be equal to 1. So that's why you get like a super sharp. But what I would like to do is I'm gonna do a plus, let's say smoothness. Okay. So I'm gonna do this. Just pretty simple, nothing crazy. But what I'm gonna have here is like, I'm gonna be able to like choose the smoothness, like 0.01, something like that. And then I'm gonna add an extra smoothness like this, right? So now I'm gonna be able to choose like how smooth it's gonna be and how big or how thick it's gonna be, okay? So now we have like a cool stuff to create a line, so you can move it on top, like over there, you can move it from here to here, etc, etc, okay? But the issue is like, now that we have a line, we would like to have like a start point somewhere here and an end point, sorry, over there. But actually like we don't know where it's gonna like start and end, so that's gonna be an issue. But if you remember correctly, at the beginning I told you like if you do a dot product with like this point going to the same direction of this vector, you're gonna have like the center gonna be black, before it's gonna be a negative value, and after it's gonna be positive value. So that could be useful for a mask. So let me just show it to you again. I'm gonna do the dots of this one, so this point with the start point, with my normalist vector, right? Whoops, sorry. And I have something interesting, because now it looks like the start point, so point 1 is here, if you remember. If I'm pointing like 0.5, just that's gonna be there, which is true. So in that case, what we can say is like, we need to create a mask based on this, right? So it means that everything is gonna be over 0 gonna be equal to white, and everything like under 0 gonna be black. So if you remember correctly, I already give you the answer just before. I'm just gonna saturate that one, because here that could give me like something over 1. So just to make sure, in case we never know, I'm gonna saturate. So this one is equal to the clump, right? From 0 to 1. So that saturate gonna give me a value from 0 to 1. That's perfect. So now I have something from 0 to 1. So that means that all the negative value gonna be like removed, okay? And I'm gonna do a sail. And now I have something interesting. That means that everything before 0 is equal to 0 anyway, right? And everything that's gonna be over 0 gonna be equal to 1. And that seems to be working. So now, I just gonna do something. This one I would like to have like a white line and a black background. So I'm just gonna do like 1 minus. Why I'm doing this is because now, if I'm multiplying this one with this one, right? So that mask with that mask, kind of, if you like Photoshop, this is what I have. Now I know, like, okay, let me show you here. So now, if I'm moving here, I have the good start and end, the good start points, which is cool, right? So that was not that complex. Just using the dot product in our cases was really helpful to know how to handle this issue. So now I think you get the idea to do the opposite way. Nothing super complex. What I'm gonna do is like, instead of starting from that point, so from A, I'm gonna start from that point, right? So if I'm doing this, dot, again the vector, well, it should be like the other direction, but it's fine. This is what I'm gonna have. So that makes sense, because I'm starting from here, and I'm gonna look into this direction. So I'm gonna take the angle of this direction, okay? And guess what? Because the direction of the vector is going like bottom right, everything here gonna be negative, and everything here gonna be positive value. So I can do it like minus, multiply by -1 of this vector, or at the end I can just do like a 1 minus to make the stuff flipped, okay? So I'm gonna do exactly the same thing, right? I'm gonna do this. So I mean that, again, everything is gonna be under 0 is equal to 0, so that's why I saturate. And then I'm gonna do a sail to have like a nice mask here, right? Like a very nice difference. I'm gonna do my 1 minus, and now I have my new mask. So that's gonna be the end point. So if I multiply the end point with the start point, that's gonna give me the start and end points, okay? And if I multiply everything with the line, I'm gonna have my line here. Let's hit apply and see how it looks like. And it seems to be working. Cool, that's working. Look at this. I have my line using just like 2 points, some math and just one material, and I can do whatever I want to do. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? Look at this. You can create like kind of every kind of line I want to have. That's cool. Cool, great. But okay, you know what? I'm just gonna continue working on this, because here you're gonna say, for example, you say like, ah, that's too bad because the line is looking great, but look at this, it's like super sharp. The beginning of the end is super sharp. So that would be cool to have, I don't know, like a roundish end, like a half sphere. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna take the challenge. What I'm gonna do is like, I know the start point here, right? And I know the end point. So what I'm thinking right now is like, when it's into that direction, I would like to create a sphere that's gonna have this exact size. So I'm just gonna remove the thickness. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Okay, that's the one. I'm gonna remove the smoothness, right? And from this, I would like to create a sphere from here. So you have different way. The math equation for into like rendering gonna be like the length. So I'm gonna start from here, and I'm gonna take the length of every point, okay? So if I'm from here to that point, that's gonna give me like, I don't know, like few pixels or few centimeters, let's say. So that's gonna be like grayish. If I'm doing from here to that one, that's gonna be like, I don't know, like half, so it's gonna be 0.5, because this one is going to be like from 0, so 0 here to 1. So this one to this point gonna be like pretty dark, because it could be like equal to 0.1. This point to this point gonna be equal to 0.9, because this one is like pretty far away. So this is how we're gonna create a circle. So let me just show you. I'm gonna start from, so this is like the end points, and this is the start point. So start points, I'm gonna do a length, right? So I'm gonna take the length of this position to every point around. If I simply gonna do this, right? I'm just gonna hit apply. The center gonna be black, because like this point is pretty close to this one, so that's why it's pretty dark, and this one is extremely far from that point, so that's why it's almost equal to 1, so that's why it's like very bright. I can move this guy over there, and that seems to make definitely sense, right? So based on this, now that if you remember correctly, like the line, I was using a smoothness to know like from where to where I'm gonna use the mask, right? So I'm just gonna do something interesting. I'm gonna use this smoothness again. Just gonna take everything here. I guess you get the idea, because in that case that was the same. That's gonna give me like the distance, the dot product with the vector, give me the distance from this angle to all the point over there. So I'm gonna do the same, because here I have the distance from this point to all the points around. So if I'm doing this and this, guess what? I'm gonna take, so this one, if you remember, is like kind of like the floor and the sail. So that one gonna give us like everything that's gonna be under 0.1 gonna be black, everything that's gonna be over, well, 0.1 at the end, because it's like 0.1 plus 0. So everything that's gonna be over 0.1 gonna be white. So that's why I get this, which makes definitely sense. I'm just gonna hit apply. And as you can see, I have my dot here, and I can now change the smoothness, I can change like the thickness, etc, etc. So let's try now to mix down. Oh, by the way, I would like to have this one and the white line. So I need to do the opposite, right? To have it as a mask. Like this. Okay? So nothing crazy, just 1 minus gonna give you gonna invert the values. Perfect. So now if I'm doing this one plus my line, right? This is what I have. That seems to be working, but oh, look at this. We do have one on top of each other, right? So that means that if I'm gonna use any smoothness, you're gonna have like the pretty brute line, because this line gonna be on top of this one, because I'm gonna have like a adds, right? So even if this one gonna be over 1, maybe, this one gonna be like, I don't know, 0.9 or something like that. So that's not really working. But if you remember, somewhere here, that one, oh, just look at here. If I'm playing this one, so that one was the mask, if you remember correctly, to know like, where is my line? So what I can say is like the line gonna finish here, and into this black value, I can say like draw my circle, okay? So you can use a lerp, or what you can use is a simple 1 minus multiplied by your circle. So that one gonna give you, you know, the opposite of the mask. If I'm gonna multiply by the sphere, okay, this is what you're gonna have. Just like the half sphere, right? Because that one gonna be like the mask of your line, and this one gonna be like the mask of your sphere. Perfect. So now if I'm adding those two ones, this is what I got. Let's see if it's looking fine. That sounds cool. So this is like our line. If I'm gonna add some thickness, it seems to be working. That's cool. So now I have like this nice rounded edges. Well, oh, this started to be a bit spaghetti. I'm really sorry. I don't clean my room. This one gonna be like orthogonal vector. I'm gonna clean everything because I want to lose your time with this kind of clean. But it's really important because at the end you're gonna be maybe a bit loose with all that stuff. But anyway, that one was for the line. That one's for like the first mask. That's gonna be like the top left mask. Okay, so the start point. This one is like the bottom right mask. So I multiply those two one, and I multiply then the line. So I can just do like line, right, just to make sure. And this one gonna be like the sphere, right? So this is like top A sphere. So if you want to do the B sphere, I guess you get the idea. Whoopsie, that's bad. Sorry. I'm just gonna copy this one here. So now I want the distance from not the A position but the B position, which is gonna be this one, right? The mask gonna be the B mask and not the A mask. So 1 minus 1 minus, I can take this one because I mean no sense to do 2 times 1 minus. And then I'm gonna add those two sphere. Finger crossed it's working. Cool. Perfect. Okay, so it makes sense because I have like sphere, half sphere E, A. Sorry, that one gonna be B. This one gonna be half sphere B. I'm gonna add on top of each other, and then I'm gonna add those two onto the line, and here we are. We should be able now to have, oh, that's cool. But this is not what we want. Okay, got it. Now we have our two halves here on the beginning of the ends, and we have our cool line. Look at this. Now it's like working perfectly. Seems to be working. Yeah, that's working. So that's, I think, kind of all. Of course, you can then use like color to have like different stuff, etc., etc. But you get the idea. So this is all you need to know to create a basic line. So it looks to be a lot of things, but at the end, as you can see, it's not that complex because just like using the dots was our friend. Mainly that was definitely our friend. And then the smooth step was very useful to make our life easier because you can do it like manually, but it's just gonna take like some time, and this is like just super, oh, they use HLSL codes. That's too bad. But you can do it manually, but it's just gonna take ages to do it, and just use what already is there. Okay, perfect. So anyway, if you have questions, again, just ask me in the comments, and I will try to answer all the questions I can. I know the answer, of course, if I know the answer. Perfect. So now that we have this, that will be interesting to put this one into our widget. So why do we do that? If you remember correctly, I would like that A gonna be like, I don't know, on the top left with like description of the object, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that point, so the B point, gonna always follow like this point, right? So if I'm gonna move around, I would like to have the B point following that one. Okay? I'm gonna go into widgets. I'm gonna create a quick widget. So again, I don't gonna do a tutorial on widget. I hope you already know everything. Otherwise, there are like a bunch of tutorials. So just like feel free to go on YouTube and find them. It's like, it's really, really useful. Widgets, that's really bad by the name, like line. Yeah, sorry for that name. It's not cool. So quickly, if I go to, I'm gonna do it into the level blueprints. Oh, I already did that before. Okay, just gonna remove that one. I'm gonna just instantiate my widget. So I'm just gonna do like a create widget. Here I'm gonna have my widget line. Got it. and then I'm gonna add it to my viewports. Add to viewports. Perfect. Really simple, nothing crazy. Oh, I can save my line map. That's the perfect name. Okay. So we have our widget here that's gonna be spawned into our level, and we're gonna press play. Here, just to show if everything is working, I'm just gonna put like an image, right? Just gonna make like something like this. So when I'm gonna hit play, I should have like a white screen. Play, white screen. We did it. But it's not what we want. Because what we want is like replacing now into this widget, we're gonna replace the image with the material we have there. And by the way, talking about material, don't forget, because I'm just gonna show it to you. If I'm putting like a material here, he say like, please change the material domain to UI. Material domain, user interface, hit apply, you can save it. Who knows? And now, that's working. Cool. So if you want to put the material instance instead, you can put that one. And it looks to be working. I can move that one and it's working there. So that's cool. Perfect. So that one is working. The other thing I would like to do is maybe using that black and white mask has like an opacity. So I want to see across, because otherwise I'm just gonna see that and it's really not interesting, trust me. So what I can do is going to translucent, changing that one translucent, right? And I'm gonna use this one as a mask, okay? So nothing crazy. I'm just gonna change the color. So here you can choose like, I don't know, line color. Whoops, line color. And I can change that one to whitish blue. Let's be crazy, okay? Let's take like fancy color. Cool, got it. Okay, cool. Let's save it. That's nice, nice blue. And now if I hit play, got it. I can see my line. But the thing is like, I would like this point to flowing like, I don't know, the start point, or I don't know, any kind of point in the world. Like if I want this sphere, I would like to maybe have the extents, I mean the final position of that one here. That would be cool, right? So again, this is maybe not the best solution to do it. Again, this is like a fast way to do it. Just please feel free to do by your own, do your own stuff. Try with what I'm showing to you, and then make it working with your own stuff. Okay, so that's just like an example again. So if you have any question about like you don't know how to put this one into your project, just ask me again. I'm gonna try to answer you, but it's just like an example. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is like I need now to have access to post A and post B through this. So what I'm gonna do is at the beginning, I'm gonna change. So first I'm gonna create a dynamic material. So create dynamic material instance, right? So that's gonna give us access to like a vector parameter or scalar parameter. Okay. So here, which material I want to use? That's gonna be, we're gonna use MI, because I already set up some like thickness and all that stuff. You know, cool. Cool, perfect. And then I'm gonna create just a reference, so a variable. So it's gonna be like ref mat line. Okay, and really important. Oh, just a quick shortcut. If you hold left click here and you hold control, it's gonna do a get. If you do alt, it's gonna be a set. That's a life changer, trust me, like really. Okay, anyway, so here I'm gonna do like set brush from material, I say. Thank you. And now, so nothing crazy here. What I say is like I create a dynamic material instance, so I'm gonna be able to change at any time this variable through the blueprint. I create a variable just to have access in the tick or whenever I want. And I'm gonna change the material of that image with the new material dynamic instance. Okay, cool. So now in the tick, now that I have my reference here, I can say like set vector parameter. So the vector gonna be like, of course, A and B. So just like, so that's gonna be A and B vector, and I'm gonna change like just X and Y of those positions. And keep in mind, this is really important. This is from 0 to 1 because this is based on the UVs, not from like, I don't know, 0 to, I don't know, 1980 or whatever, okay? This is from 0 to 1. So at a certain moment, we're gonna have to divide by the screen, is viewport size, I guess something like this. Oh, get viewport, perfect, got it. And this is gonna give you like X and Y, perfect. So at any moment, we're gonna have to divide this, the value we want to have and the value we want to have into that one. Does that make sense? So this one's gonna be like pos B. Because into pos B, it's gonna be the value from 0 to 1, and that means that we want to normalize our position. So because we know that it could be like over there divided by the total of the screen, because this one's gonna be like a 3D coordinate project into our screen that's gonna be from 0 to the screen size, divided by the screen size is gonna be normalized at the end. Okay? So you know what? Just like let's create a vector. Okay, that's gonna be like a position at the end. Oh, vector like pos. I don't know. It's not the best name, but I get you have the idea. So this is gonna be like the 3D position of this object. So let's do minus 80, 60. So of course you can just like get this position, send it to this vector, update the position, etc. But we don't care again. I just want to show you an example, and then you can just have fun doing your own stuff, right? Because this is the goal of this tutorial, just like giving you the tools to then enjoying your own projects. Cool. So now, how to convert like the 3D position into the view projection, right? Hopefully we would have something for this. You have like something like project wall to screen. So this is extremely useful. It's gonna take a 3D coordinate that's gonna like transform it to like a 2D space, right? So that's gonna go from 3D to 2D. So this one for, I don't know, like this one gonna be like close to 0, 0, right? So it's gonna take the 3D coordinate and he say like this is like 0.1, 0.1, right? So that's gonna give you, well, multiply by the screen space, the screen resolution, sorry. So that's gonna be extremely useful to like project anything. So by the way, I'm using the 424 just to give you an idea about when I did it and in case things gonna change for some reason, but who knows. Anyway, so in two-player controller, this one is asking for a player controller, so I'm just gonna take my player controller, and guess what? This is gonna give me X and Y. So if I'm doing this, of course, into the tick. Finger crossed. I hope that's gonna be working. If I hit play, woo, it's working. Look at this. We're gonna have our line following the center, and that seems to be working. That's pretty cool. Look at this. It's gonna be like always following the 0 of this point. It's gonna be sticky, looks like. Okay, cool. So this is gonna be like pretty useful, you know, if you want to do like some product visualization or that kind of stuff. You want to say like, if I'm gonna select this object, what is the name? So you're gonna have like some details here about like the name, etc. Blah blah. You get the idea. Just one thing, like if this is not looking good, again you can go into your material instance, and from here you can change like the thickness. It's pretty, yeah, it's thin. Cool. You can change at any moment the color. You can change at any moment everything you want. Just like feel free to play with this. And from here, you can change the position of A if you want to. If you want to have something more like this, okay. And from here, you're gonna be able to like follow always this point. Okay, so that's kind of it. Again, we can just like go and continue to add like some details based on what you select. If you're gonna move this point, okay, you know what? Just for you, I'm gonna send the position of this one. So if I want to move it, that's gonna move the line. So just to show you, I'm not like faking anything. So what I'm gonna do is like here, this vector, I'm gonna have to update this vector, okay? And hopefully I have it there. So here I can say like set vector, okay? And from that one, so I have the reference because this is like the level apparently, so lucky me. I'm gonna get actor locations, perfect. I'm gonna put this one here, nothing crazy, I'm gonna save it. So this one I can put like any values anywhere that's gonna be replaced by this one. And if I'm changing this, Oh, sorry, I need to put movable. Hit process again. It's not working. Looks like I break something. What did I do? 80. Looks like... Oh, this one has not been up... Oh, my bad. Yeah, this is stupid. Because this is not in the tick, right? Yeah, I know that was obvious, but it looks to be a bit late here. So let's say this is because it's late. Okay, gonna do this, and now finger crossed again. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do something funny. Let's do some funky stuff. Oop. I guess you get the idea. Cool. I'm gonna enable the physics on this one. Oh, by the way, let's change that. And now, look at this, it's following the bowl. Whoa, that's cool. Just changing that one to, oh, put this one to movable. Look at this, it's following the bowl. Even if you lost it, you still know where is it. That's pretty funny. I pull this boy is there, over there, still there. Cool. Well, I guess you get all the stuff you need to know. So just feel free to play with this. Again, nothing too crazy, just like some math, some spaghetti, and it's done, kind of. So again, please don't forget to like share it. If you have any questions, just to post any comments. Yeah, so just enjoy your project. I hope that would be really helpful for you, and enjoy your next project with this. Bye.